I asked him to block his ex, and somehow I became her instead. No, like literally, not metaphorically. I mean, he turned me into a full-on, AI-generated, eerily accurate remix of his ex-girlfriend, down to my Instagram captions, my outfits, the way I styled my hair, and the goddamn way I signed my texts. And the wildest part, I didn't even realize it, not until it was too late. But let me rewind. So I met Trevor on a Tuesday. I remember it because my best friend Kara was late, again, and I was standing in line at this weird bookstore/coffee shop, trying to order something that didn't sound like a forest floor in a cup. He bumped into me, literally. Spilled his lavender espresso on my jeans, apologized like he just ran over my dog, and somehow we got to talking. Then laughing. Then flirting. And by the time Kara finally showed up, I was already giving him my number. Trevor was charming. Not movie charming, not Wall Street slick, more like has a favorite mug and cries at Pixar movies charming. We started dating. He was smart, emotionally available, rare. So when I saw that his ex-girlfriend Kayla was still all over his Instagram likes, I felt like a complete psycho for caring. At first. But then it wasn't just a few likes. It was her IG stories, reacted to with fire emojis. Her gym selfies, commented with "you're killing it." A pic of her dog, "miss you too, paw prints." I told myself, it's fine, they're just friends, it's just digital, don't be that girl. But every time I posted something, he'd forget to like it. Or I'd show him a selfie and he'd go, "Nice, but I liked when you wore your hair down like the other day." Spoiler alert, I hadn't worn my hair down the other day. Kayla had. So yeah, eventually I snapped, like the actual ugly kind of snap. One night, we were watching some boring Netflix docuseries about volcanoes or murderers. Same vibe, and I asked him, gently at first, "Hey, would you be okay with not following Kayla anymore?" He raised an eyebrow. "Why?" "You know why. She's just a friend." "Then why does it feel like she's more visible in your life than I am?" He got quiet, defensive, said I was being paranoid, insecure, that I should unpack that with someone. So I packed my stuff. For the night, went to Kara's, slept on her lumpy couch with her judgmental cat kneading my thigh and mascara streaked into her pillow. The next day, he apologized, said he understood, that he wanted to make things right. He showed me his phone, blocked her on Instagram, then TikTok, Twitter, even Venmo. I laughed at that one. Did she pay you for emotional labor or something? Just covering all bases, he said. I felt relieved, kind of. But also empty. I didn't feel like I'd won. I felt like something invisible had been ripped out and burned in front of me. Still, I went back, because I wanted to believe that this meant something. And for a while, it did feel different. He started posting me, captioned a selfie of us with my everything, took me out, bought me flowers, even started suggesting we do photo shoots, like full-on content creator mode. He said he was learning photography, said I was his muse. That should have been my first clue. Because suddenly, our poses felt rehearsed. My makeup had to be natural but glowy. He'd pick my outfits. The white dress, babe, it pops more in golden hour. He had ideas, too many, poses, angles, quotes. Once he said, "Try tilting your head like this," and I swear it was déjà vu. Then came the captions. I'd open my drafts and find texts already typed out. Things like, "Feeling grateful, even on the hard days." Or, "Some people come into your life to show you who you are." At first, I thought it was sweet. Like maybe he was trying to help me build my online presence or whatever. But then I posted a story with the caption, "She taught me how to love myself again." And a girl replied, "Wait, did Kayla post this exact thing last year?" I laughed, shrugged it off, probably a coincidence. Until it was. A few days later, Kara sent me a screenshot. Kayla's old IG post, same photo style, same angle, same caption. I checked more. It wasn't just that one. It was dozens. I opened our photos, laid them side by side with Kayla. Same beach. Same poses. Same damn windblown hair. It felt like someone took a paper doll, cut off the head, glued mine on, and called it love. I confronted him. I said, "Why do all my posts look like hers?" He said, "I thought you liked them." "No, Trevor, you liked them, so much that you turned me into her." He went quiet, then defensive, then tried to gaslight me. "You're spiraling again. You always look for problems. You said you wanted to feel seen. I made you visible." I remember standing there in our tiny kitchen, holding his phone, heart hammering, realizing that every bit of my online presence, everything he helped curate, was just Kayla's ghost reanimated in my skin. And the worst part, the AI app. You ever get that sick feeling, like your gut knows before your brain does? That's how I felt holding Trevor's phone, scrolling through what I thought was our content, except it wasn't ours. It was curated, designed, programmed. And I don't mean he had a vision board programmed. I mean artificially generated. I didn't see it right away. But that day in the kitchen, when I told him I was done with the whole Stepford wife aesthetic, when I said, "I want to go back to being me," he looked at me like I just said I wanted to grow a third arm. He said, "I thought we were building something." "No, Trevor, you were rebuilding someone." So I started digging. First, I looked through my Google Photos. Weird folders were shared with me. Names like MuseRef7 and ShootIdeas K. One folder literally had side-by-side comparisons, me on the left, Kayla on the right. Same damn sweater, same book pose, same quote. At this point, my chest was tight. I felt like I was breathing through cotton. But the real punch to the gut came 2 nights later. He fell asleep on the couch. His laptop was open. I wasn't trying to snoop, I swear I was, but the screen kept glowing with some app I didn't recognize. A tab was open. Some beta AI program I'd never heard of. It looked complicated, like photo generation meets behavior prediction meets copywriting. There was a folder titled K2M port. Inside a list. Caption swaps, 87. Pose replications, 52. Mood matches, 44. Behavior models, in progress. I clicked through. And that's when I saw it. He had taken Kayla's entire social presence. Photos, captions, video snippets, even her voice from old stories, and fed it into an AI system to map a new woman's digital presence. Me. He was using this thing to create Kayla too with a fresh face. Mine. Even my laugh. There was a file titled LaughSync v3, WAV. He'd literally imported clips of her laugh and tried to morph them into mine. I couldn't breathe. And if you're wondering, yes, I woke him up. Slammed the laptop closed. Shouted, "What the hell is this, Trevor?" He sat up, groggy, rubbing his face. "What are you talking about?" I shoved the laptop in his lap. You turned me into your ex using some AI Frankenstein project." He blinked. Like he was more annoyed that I found it than ashamed he made it. "It's not like that," he said. "It's just behavioral modeling. I work with data, you know that." Oh sure, behavioral modeling. What a cute way to say, I remixed my ex-girlfriend into my current girlfriend using machine learning. He kept talking like that would make it better. "It's not personal, it's creative, it's optimization. I was helping you grow. Look at your engagement rates." Look at my what? Trevor, I'm not a brand, I'm a person. And that's when I realized he didn't love me. He loved the version of me that he made. The algorithm-approved, Kayla-fied, AI-enhanced mirage of a woman who only existed in his head and on his timeline. I wish I could say I left right then. But I didn't. Because I was so tired. Tired of being rewritten, rebranded, reposted. And mostly, tired of not being sure if it was me who was crazy. So I stayed a few more days. I watched, I listened. I pretended things were normal until I saw what he did next. He made another profile. This time not with my name, but a brand new Insta, with a name like Mara Sunlight. Yes, that generic. And every single post was me. Photos of me from behind, or cropped at the chin, slightly color graded, with captions that didn't sound like me but sounded eerily like her. Inspirational quotes, body positivity mantras, crying selfies with healing is not linear energy. He was running me through an AI filter and posting it to the world as someone else. Why? He said he was testing market segments. I said, you mean dating pools? He laughed, you're being paranoid again. Oh, honey, I was being a fucking detective. So that night, I made a decision. I took screenshots, I downloaded everything I could. And I started my own TikTok. Series title: Am I my boyfriend's rebound AI? The first video was raw. No filters. Just me in Kara's bathroom, sitting on the floor with mascara rings around my eyes, whispering. My boyfriend blocked his ex, but not really. Instead, he turned me into her, with AI, and I have receipts. I didn't think it would blow up. But it did. And the comments. Oh God. You wouldn't believe how many girls wrote. Wait, my boyfriend makes me dress like his ex too. Or, he told me to wear my hair like Jen used to. Or, holy crap, my fiancé uses an app to rate my outfits before dates. What if? I wasn't alone. And now, I wasn't scared either. By morning, I had over 12K followers. By lunch, 50K. By midnight, the first video passed 2 million views. And Trevor, he hadn't even noticed. Yet, he thought I was still cooling off at Kara's place. Thought I was getting space so we could rebuild trust. Meanwhile, I was editing together part 2 of my TikTok exposé, this time with visuals. I posted side-by-side comparisons. Me versus Kayla. Our matching beach pics. Our nearly identical captions. His AI software folder labeled CloneDev03. The comments were unhinged, and I mean that in the best way. This man used ChatGPT to recreate his ex. Girl, run. We need a word for this, like digicreep. My ex used to tell me, you're like my last girlfriend but smarter. Same energy. But the best one. This isn't just gaslighting, this is gaslighting with plugins. I was still riding the high of internet validation when Kara peeked into her room and said, Hey, so Trevor just texted me. I froze. What? He says he can't reach you and asked if you're okay. Also, he sent this. She handed me her phone. It was a link to my TikTok. He'd found it. Cue full body, cold sweat. I didn't even realize I was shaking until Kara gently took the phone back from my hand. He hadn't messaged me yet, but I knew it was coming. 5 minutes later, it started. Trevor, WTF is this? Trevor, you're humiliating me online. Trevor, this is defamation, my name. You're twisting things. Trevor, I never cloned you. That's not even how AI works. Trevor, call me now. And then the kicker. Trevor, you're hurting yourself more than you're hurting me. Classic. Not I'm sorry. Not you're right. Just emotional terrorism in a calm tone. I didn't answer. Instead, I posted TikTok 3, a screen recording of his messages, cropped, anonymous with voiceover. Funny how the guy who remade me like a Sims character now says I'm the one hurting myself. Caption. This is how they spin it, every single time. That one hit 5 million by the end of the day. My DMs flooded. Girls, women, one guy, all with stories that tasted just like mine. My boyfriend asked me to dye my hair like his ex's. My fiancé called me by the wrong name twice. My girlfriend showed me inspo pics that turned out to be her ex's old IG posts. I wasn't just a one-off, I was a pattern. But Trevor, he wasn't done yet. He went nuclear. He sent me a formal email. Yes, email with the subject line, Notice of online defamation. Like he was Google's lawyer or something. He said he'd talked to someone in legal, and if I didn't take the videos down, he'd have to pursue options. I actually laughed. Because nothing screams guilty like threatening a girl you digitized into your ex-girlfriend with a cease and desist. Then he showed up. At Kara's. I didn't let him in. I watched from the upstairs window, peeking through the blinds like we were in a suburban thriller. He stood on the porch in that oatmeal sweater I once thought was sexy, holding what looked like a photo album. He rang the bell. Kara answered and said I wasn't home. He tried to step inside. She blocked him. Iconic. Then he yelled, not loud, but sharp, like when someone pretends they're calm but you can hear the violence behind their voice. You're ruining everything, he said, looking up toward my window like he knew I was there. You don't even understand what I was building. No, Trevor, I finally do. I stayed upstairs, frozen, trembling. Not because I missed him, but because for a second, a tiny part of me still wondered, what if he's right? What if I was the problem? What if I wasn't enough without the filters, the angles, the echo of someone else's words? And that's when it hit me. That's exactly how he designed it. Make me doubt myself so deeply, I'd cling to the version of me he made, even when it wasn't real. That night I posted TikTok for, no audio, just a montage. Me wiping off my makeup. Throwing the white dress into a trash bag. Deleting the auto captions from my drafts folder. Text on screen. I'm taking me back. And the internet, they howled. Girls stitched it, duetted it, made memes. One even remixed it into a sad girl pop song. But then the final DM came. From Kayla. Yes, her. Just one line. You think you were his project. You think you were his project. That was the entire message. No emoji, no punctuation, just that one line from Kayla, the original blueprint. And yeah, I stared at it for a full minute. Because that sentence. It wasn't passive, it wasn't even bitter, it was warning level cold. So I replied, Excuse me. Do you know what he's been doing with my photos? Because I just found an entire AI folder named after you. And now he's trying to turn me into you. She left me on read for 5 hours. I started spiraling. Was she mad at me? Was I outing her against her will? Was she still in contact with him? Then the dots started connecting in my head, vicious little constellations of regret. She hadn't just been his ex. She'd been the alpha test. The first subject. And I was just the update. That night, Kayla finally messaged again. Do you want to talk, off the record? We met at this sleepy 24/7 diner, where the coffee tastes like burnt pennies and the waitstaff has seen it all. She walked in wearing no makeup, a messy bun, and a hoodie that said 404, feelings not found. Iconic. I expected tension. Drama. At least some awkward small talk. But she slid into the booth across from me, sighed, and said, I tried to warn the last girl, too. She blocked me. I blinked, the last girl. Kayla stirred her coffee slowly. You're not number 2, you're number 4. That hit harder than I was ready for. She went on. Apparently, Trevor had been building relationships like modular furniture. Custom fit, piece by piece, until they were just right. With Kayla, it started with playlists. He'd make her a new one every week. Then he started suggesting new hobbies. Kayaking will calm your anxiety. You'd be sexier if you danced salsa. Read this book, it changed me. She changed, of course she did. Who doesn't want to be someone's perfect? But then, one day she caught him uploading their entire message history into a sentiment analysis tool. He said it was for an article. He said he was writing about emotional optimization. Translation, he was cataloging her behavior. She left. And after that, girl 2, then 3, now me. He used every breakup as a beta test. Photos, captions, audio samples, personality traits. He'd harvest the best bits, toss the rest, then sculpt the next girlfriend accordingly. In that AI software I found, she recognized the name. It's called VibeForge, Kayla said. He was part of the closed beta. It's not public. It was supposed to help brands create relatable influencer personalities. He figured out how to use it on people. I almost threw up into my coffee. Because that meant my laugh was selected for maximum engagement. My outfits were ranked by click-through potential. My thoughts, my goddamn thoughts, were filtered, optimized, and reformatted like ad copy. He doesn't date, Kayla said. He builds, and when you stop being buildable, he ghosts. And then she pulled out her phone. Kayla had screenshots. Photos of the same white dress I wore, but on girl 3. Same book quote. Same lakeside backdrop. Same goddamn posture. We weren't even different women. We were different slides in a presentation deck. Versions. Iterations. Performance-tested heartbreakers. I should have gone public, she whispered, but he made me feel crazy. I looked at her. You weren't crazy, you were just early. And right then, I decided, I'm not going to be version 4. No. I was going to be the patch that crashes the system. You ever watch a man unravel in real time? It starts slow, a missed call, a weird story post, then another. Then the I'm fine post with an emoji that screams not fine. Then the full-on mental health break announcement no one asked for with a black square and a roomy quote. That was Trevor. Only his spiral came with extra features, like AI-generated thirst traps and deepfake voiceovers of me. But I'm getting ahead of myself. After the diner with Kayla, I made a choice. No more passive TikToks. No more blurred screenshots or half hints. We were going public. So I posted the VibeForge dashboard. The real deal, not edited, not censored. I walked through it in screen record with my voice narrating, hands shaking. This is the folder where he stores old girlfriends' audio samples. Here's the comparison log. Here, where he rated my facial expressions, on a scale, like a literal goddamn product review. And I ended the video with this. He didn't love me, he branded me. The internet exploded. People weren't just mad. They were terrified. Terrified that someone out there could be designing humans like Canva templates. And somewhere in the middle of that viral boom, someone leaked his portfolio. Yeah, Trevor had been keeping a private archive of every woman he'd tried to mold. Visuals, voice notes, journals, AI mixed mock-ups, even metadata with timestamps and behavioral tags. And now it was online. I didn't leak it. Neither did Kayla. But someone did, and I won't lie, I was relieved for like 5 minutes, until the panic set in. Because then I got an email. From a reporter. A real one. I'm doing a piece on AI obsession, and your story came up. Would you be open to comment on record? The New York fucking times asterisk. I hadn't even had breakfast. Trevor, meanwhile, was losing his mind across platforms. First came the meltdown on Threads. Don't believe everything you see online. People are manipulating data to push false narratives. I was experimenting creatively, not maliciously. Then came his rebuttal video. Yes, a rebuttal video. He sat in his perfect beige apartment, wearing a hoodie like he was the victim, and said, I never intended harm, I thought I was innovating. I thought I was building stronger relationships by understanding what made them tick. I guess people just aren't ready for that level of honesty. Oh, honey, you weren't building love. You were beta testing compliance. And then the worst drop yet. One of my followers DM'd me a link. A new TikTok account. It was my face. But not me. The voice was close, but flat, off, like Alexa with trauma. The account name, @Mara Sunlight Official. His AI version of me, still live, still posting. It had thousands of followers, mostly men, all thinking she was real. He was still running the clone. Still cashing in on me. That night, I fully broke down. I deleted every app. I threw my phone across the room. I sobbed so hard Kara thought I'd cracked a rib. "Why is he still doing this?" I whispered. She looked at me like I already knew the answer. "Because in his head, you're still his." I wanted to run, disappear, start over. But instead, I did something better. I got creative. I messaged Kayla, and Girl 2, and Girl 3. Yes, she found them. We started a group chat, the name, Version Rebellion. And we made a plan. If Trevor wanted AI-generated control, we'd give him something he couldn't program. Chaos. The next day, we all posted at once. Same caption. Same time. Different versions of the same message. You built us like code. You shaped us like clay. But you forgot, real women don't need updates. The comments were instant. Wait, how many are there? He did this to all of you. Petition to cancel this Frankenstein. Trevor disabled his accounts within hours. But the real wins. Vibeforge cut him off. Apparently, their legal team saw the backlash, panicked, and banned him from the platform. Violation of ethical use terms, they said. Too little, too late. But still, I opened the app that night, half expecting another threat from him. But there was nothing. Just silence. Delicious, healing, unbranded silence. I really thought it was over. After the group drop, the chaos, the shutdowns, I figured Trevor would do what most exposed men do. Ghost, rebrand, vanish into a cloud of beige man shame and LinkedIn apologies. And for a while, it felt like he had. I started breathing again. I went back to posting normal TikToks, nothing deep, just dumb takes about dadding, oat milk, and my obsession with cursed wedding vows. People were still in my DMs, but the comments quieted down. My name wasn't trending anymore. Thank God. Then one day, Kara sent me a screenshot. A new account. Same vibe, same tone, same aesthetic. The username. @SoftPowerSam. I laughed out loud, in public, choked on my matcha. Because the guy in the videos looked suspiciously familiar. Different haircut, nose ring, beanie. But it was Trevor. Or rather, Trevor as someone else. The captions were aggressively vulnerable. Today I let myself cry, because healing is hot. Masculinity doesn't mean silence. She taught me what real love is, and I failed her, but I'm learning. Please. I clicked through the videos. Each one more polished than the last. He was doing yoga in one, reading The Body Keeps the Score in another, lighting sage in the third. It was giving. I weaponized AI to control women, but now I cry on a rock and call it penance. At first I thought, maybe he did change. Maybe the backlash shook him, maybe he was trying to be better. Until I looked at the comments. All women. All heart emojis. All praising his vulnerability. He was farming sympathy, the way he used to farm my identity. Kara messaged, "This dude made an AI girlfriend, got canceled, and came back as his own AI boyfriend." And then it hit me. He wasn't trying to heal. He was just trying to sell the idea of healing. Because I recognized one of the videos. The words, the pose, the packing. It wasn't original. It was mine. An old draft I never posted. A raw, teary monologue I filmed the night I found his folder, but never had the guts to share. He had it. He'd copied it. And now he was performing it, as himself. Trevor hadn't disappeared. He had uploaded himself. And re-released the product as Sam. But here's the thing about building personas. They glitch. People noticed. Someone stitched his video and said, "Wait, isn't this the same guy from the AI girlfriend expose?" Another commented, Yo, this is a monologue from it, Mia. Breaks. The Algo's old video. I remember the background. The cracks formed fast. Like avalanche fast. Within a week, someone deepfaked him. Posted a parody account where Sam confessed to loving toaster ovens more than humans. It went viral. He tried to pivot, posted a video crying in the rain. Someone added lo-fi beats under it. It hit 10M views on Spotify as a joke. That was the end of it, soft power Sam. But it wasn't the end for me. I was done with hiding. So I turned the camera on again. Posted one last video. He tried to turn me into someone else. Then he tried to turn himself into someone I might forgive. But healing isn't a filter. It's not an AI-generated caption. It's messy, it's honest. It's mine now. The comments were quiet this time. Not because people didn't care, but because they got it. And for the first time, I didn't feel like a version. I felt like a person. Like me. Unfiltered, unreplicated, untagged. If you told me 6 months ago that I'd become a cautionary tale on TikTok with millions of views, a digital clone, and a support group made of my boyfriend's exes, I would have laughed. Not because it sounded impossible, but because I wouldn't have believed I'd let it get that far. That's the part no one tells you. It doesn't start with deepfakes or AI folders or cloned Instagram posts. It starts with tiny things. Harmless things. Little rephrasings of who you are. Maybe try this caption instead. Wear your hair down, it softens your face. She used to cook this, wanna try it? I just wanna help you grow. And then one day, you look in the mirror and realize you don't know who you're performing for anymore. That's what it was. A performance. I was acting out a role I never auditioned for. It wasn't his ex I was competing with. It was the idea of her. The refined, filtered, perfectly nostalgic version of someone he once curated, and now wanted to reboot with a new body and better lighting. Mine. And the worst part, there were moments I liked it. Moments when I felt prettier, more confident, admired. But that admiration wasn't for me. It was for the Frankenstein of traits he'd sewn together and slapped my face on. He didn't love me. He loved a formula. And I let myself believe that if I just fit better, just refined more, just posted the right quote, that I'd finally be enough. But enough for what? To be selected. To be kept. No, enough to be used longer before the next version rolled out. So yeah, I'm done. Not just with him, but with shaping myself to match someone else's memory. I deleted my old drafts. Unfollowed the couples who make love look like a pitch deck. Started posting what I actually want, unfiltered apartment lighting and all. And you know what? The comments slowed down. The likes dipped. But for once, I wasn't refreshing to measure my worth. I was just being. Here's what I'd say to the next girl. If something feels off, even a little, trust that feeling. Not because it's proof of something horrible, but because it's proof you're still in there. Still real. Still yours. And if a man ever says, I'm just trying to help you grow, ask yourself. Grow into what? Into who? Because love doesn't need edits. It doesn't require alignment with someone else's ex. It shouldn't feel like auditioning for your own life. Looking back, I don't regret going public. I don't regret the crying videos, the backlash, the group chat with 3 women I now call friends. I don't even regret Trevor. He taught me the most brutal lesson I've ever learned. That when someone tries to own your voice, the loudest thing you can do is use it. And now, I'm not version 4. I'm not a better Kayla. I'm not a muse. I'm the author. Unedited. Uncloned. Unrepeatable. And no AI in the world can replicate that. Subscribe to my Mia's Stories YouTube channel for raw, emotional stories and authentic insights that encourage healing, growth, and understanding. Don't forget to be part of a supportive space where stories inspire and lessons resonate. What do you think about this story? Let us know in the comments. Your opinion truly matters to us, and we're here for you.